And now you have a nice sharp knife. You can finish it off if you like.
I wanted to make a quick response to that idea that a drag-through sharpener is a replacement for whetstone sharpening. And I just want to caution you, not only as a bladesmith and a professional sharpener and somebody who uses my knives 2-3 times a day to cook meals constantly. Those really are at best a half measure. Before I ever taught myself how to sharpen on a whetstone, which by the way I think is a valuable skill to know, before I ever did that, I went through probably half a dozen different materials, the carbide ones, the ceramic ones, tried some diamond ones that were springs. I tried all different measure ones just to try and keep a good edge on my knives, and I found over time they all had the same problem, and that was that long term they stopped working. And the reason is because they have a static angle. They cannot address the fact that your knife has multiple bevels that contribute to its overall geometry. So you have this taper called the distal taper, and then you have the bevel, which is the spine down to the edge. And those drag through sharpeners, as you sharpen, you make your way up into thicker and thicker material. The shoulder right above your edge is of particular mention because you want that to be as thin as that knife can handle before you put a fresh edge on there. Those drag through sharpeners cannot address that fact that it gets thicker as it moves along these two tapers. And you'll find eventually that it simply isn't removing material anymore at the apex, at the edge where it needs to be. And you'll drag your knife through there and just go, what is going on here? I mean, I thought this thing's sharpened by knife. Well, it does for a little while, and then eventually it can't. It cannot address the fact that this geometry has to be reset every so many sharpenings in order for your knife to be as functional and as efficient as a tool as it should be. Stone sharpening does that. That is part of the process of sharpening on a whetstone, is to remove that material along the shoulder of the above the edge. Remove that, thin that, reestablish good cutting geometry before you put an edge on it. So I just want to caution, those really are a half measure. They'll sharpen a relatively inexpensive stainless knife for a while, but eventually you're going to have to either learn how to sharpen yourself or take it to a professional sharpener in order to maintain that tool well. So just avoid them. I think just get it sharpened or learn how to sharpen yourself, and then use that for daily maintenance, and that should do well for you.